subscribe button. So we got a special guest. We got a special guest today, Dr. Khalilah Ali. Man, first, you know how I met you prior, right? And
Yes, sir.
I do a live show every night, and we
Hmm.
get thousands of boxing fans that come in throughout the show. And one of my one of the subscribers made a special request for you. And so from the interviews that we did after the Deontay Wilder fight. So you're in high demand.
That's a good thing, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. So we gotta make sure when the book is out that we promote the book. You
Yeah,
know,
absolutely.
yeah. How are you doing?
Mm,
COVID-19.
I
How's everything coming?
I'm doing fine. I thank Allah that we are still breathing in this life, and which is a gift. And I want to thank you for inviting me on your interview.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it. I want to say out to all the Muslims out there who are participating in the Ramadan
Mm-hmm.
event. May Allah continue to bless them with all their dreams and their wishes,
Mm-hmm.
and they be healthy and stay safe.
So this is day 5 or day 4?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It is
Okay.
day 5. Yes, it is
Okay.
of beautiful Ramadan, which I've been thankful for 70 years me
70 years.
participating in it. So it is a blessing, and the older I get, the easier it gets,
Mm.
and it's more appreciated it even now that I'm older. So it's good, and it's good that it came at this particular time. How about that?
You're right.
So that's a blessing all to itself. And whether people believe it or not, they're actually doing things that you do during Ramadan, and without being Muslim, and that is giving charity, giving hope, and love, and caring, and compassion, and stop to think and be appreciative of the blessings that we had as a free people. And a lot of times we do not give God the thanks or gratitude that we deserve to give Him. It's not that He needed it; it's that we need it. And I'm just thankful that uh, Allah has put people down to their knees to pray and think about prayer and think about each other. And you know what? And it also looks like a lot of crime has stopped during this period. So that's been a good thing.
Yeah,
you know
great
what
thing.
I'm saying? So,
yeah.
believe it or not, you hear less about crime during these times. I know they have their little tidbits here and there, but on the overall, it's a blessing that people have stopped in their tracks to stop to think instead of how to stop to rob or steal. But even though it's in them and they're going to do it, but it looks like you don't hear much of it now, other than trying to stay alive and stay safe.
So you were born in the Muslim faith?
Yes, sir. I was born. My mother and father joined the Nation of Islam in the 40s, at the end of the 40s, right before I was born. And I'm grateful to them that they did that, because under the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, it was like a gateway to Islam. And that's how we got to know of Islam. And even though we have upgraded from the Nation of Islam to the Quranic way of life and spiritual education has been upgraded, which is a good thing as well.
Why did you use the word upgrade?
Why do I use upgrade? Is like going to school. When you go to high school, Nation of Islam is like being in high school, and from kindergarten to high school. And now that we know about the Quranic merit of Al-Islam on its truest phase, into a more deeper Islamic knowledge, that's considered an upgrade for us. Whereas in the Nation of Islam, it was about getting out of the slave mentality in which it was brought upon us years ago, and taken out of its slavery life into a regular life that means something on the spiritual level. You know what I mean? A lot of people that became Muslims became more aware of themselves, more aware of the power of God, more aware of the existence of the Creator, and knowing how to prepare themselves for the afterlife. And that's most important, because this right here will seem like a dream when you go into the afterlife.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, and the Muslims, we call it Jannah, when we go to Jannah, the paradise. And you have to understand, it's a blessing to know that there is a people that from the beginning of their livelihood, or beginning of their learning life of learning, they know that the Creator exists. There's no doubt that the Creator exists. There is no doubt that there is an afterlife. There is no doubt that everything that we have been given is a gift. There is no doubt of it anywhere. Whereas other people, now they know this from birth. So, but there are other people, they question, is God there? I don't think He exists. They commit suicide, and they go on the wrong path. And if they were grown up or knew about the knowledge that God exists and He is powerful, He's all-knowing, He's self-existing, He's no match or no partner to no man, and that His power is upon us at all times. There is no doubt. Even in our hardest tragedies or whatever, we thank God for that we're still living. We don't blame God for tragedies. We don't blame God for our bad situations. We don't blame God for that. That is something we do not do. And if more people, they don't realize, when you open your eyes and see life in front of you, there has to be a supreme being. I mean, there shouldn't be any doubt about it. But you'd be surprised how people don't think this way because they're not taught that way.
Gotcha.
You know, everybody's always doubting everything, and when you know there's a supreme being over everything and everyone, then you have hope. Gotcha. In life. You have gratitude of life. You have gratitude of love. You have gratitude. We know we are here and we are going to go. We are programmed to live and to die. We are programmed to learn as much knowledge as we can. And this is the greatest thing, because then we have a purpose. And our purpose, you know what I mean? Our purpose is to be better beings. Our purpose is to share our knowledge with others. You know, we have more of a purpose.
Mm-hmm. So let me
anybody out here searching, all this is by evolution. No. Don't right away, that is detrimental to your whole existence. That's detriment to your whole existence. And I'm just thankful that my mother father gave me 2 lives. He gave me a life of birth into this world, and they opened the book of Al-Islam to me so I can learn and be a better person. So your parents really give you 2 lives. They give you 2 first. You know what? And if you realize that, if you realize that everybody don't get this knowledge that will make you a better person, a better thinking person, or a person to fear God, or the Creator. You know what I mean? And you got a lot of people out there just totally lost. They just totally lost, and they have no clue the power that the Creator has given them. and the power of life. Everybody said, I didn't ask to come here. You know what? You know what? You didn't have to ask to come here because you came here by the grace of the Creator.
Yeah.
Automatically. You should be thankful you are existing today. And what can you do in your existence now? And there's no doubt. But people have doubts out there because they're not fortunate to get this. But check this out. That knowledge sometimes pass each and every one of us. And if it doesn't, and we lose statistically on not knowing and wasn't blessed to get that knowledge, but everybody gets the blessing. They don't read the signs. There's signs that tell us every day the Creator is the powerful one here. There's no partners. God has no children. God is not the father of anything. He is the creator of everything. So, when you don't have that, man, no telling what your outcome is going to be.
So,
but we're so influenced about so much on the outside that influence our thinking that we lose our way. Even if we know that there's a God, we lose our way. Sure. But at least it's not detrimental or a guessing game, because you know what, Frederick? By the time you realize what the supreme being is, and by the time you realize you're thinking right, you're thinking right, common sense tell you everything is going to be all right. And so when you start learning about the knowledge of the Creator, and you said, wow, it's time to leave. Every time you really get a hold of it and appreciate it, it's time to go.
It's time to go.
It's over. It is amazing. We're only here for a few minutes.
We're only here. Yeah, blink of an eye. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
And a lot of people might say, well, why should you eat right? Why should you drink right? Why should you do these things or exercise or get in shape? Why should you do all this? Because it's not the fact that you're doing it to live longer, because the Supreme Being has already locked in our death date. We just don't know when it is. And we have to learn how to savor and do the right thing the best way we can while we can. Gotcha. You know what I mean? Gotcha. And it's all about the learning process. It's all about learning knowledge and stuff. You're sharing knowledge now. I mean, you're just talking to me. I'm talking to you. I'm learning from you. You're learning from me. And it's a good thing, especially when you're giving an open door to say, hey,
gotcha.
The Supreme Creator have done a beautiful thing, giving you a chance to live on this earth for a few minutes.
So would you
should be happy about that?
Oh, we better be. So
yeah, well, and if we don't, that don't need us. The Creator does not need us. Absolutely. We need the Creator. He's self-existing. This is a test. This is the thing for him to test us with. And he made such a beautiful creation. He's made a perfect creation. Perfect. God, Supreme Being does everything perfect. It's not the subject that is perfect, but his creation is perfect.
Gotcha.
I mean, he's got all our organs. Everything in our body has a purpose. Everything in our body has a function, and we have a function. And we do that function on a natural level. He gives us a good heart. He gives us a beautiful lung. And if it's not perfect, he'll try to let you live in this world to figure out, how can I correct this? How can I make this happen? Then they say, well, why does he come out like this? Why did God make him like that? Why? You know what I mean? Everybody, you're perfect inside. We might have perfect bodies because it's up to us to feed ourselves good, live good, live
Sure.
healthy, so our offspring can be healthy. And if
Gotcha.
we don't take care of that, we destroy our offspring. And you wonder why
Gotcha.
our children come out like this, our children get
Uh-huh.
cancer, because we have destroyed our bodies. And that person, whoever has a problem or issue, we have to learn from that person, because they're here as a gift for us to learn from. So everything is a blessing. No matter how you come out, it's a blessing.
Gotcha.
Because God got a purpose for us to learn from, to heal from, to be a part of and experience something from. You know what I mean?
Yes. Oh, I'm grasping it.
Everybody's here for purpose. Yeah. We don't know what it is, but only the Creator knows.
So you were born into the Nation of Islam. How old were you when you met Elijah Muhammad?
3. As far as I can remember, I was 3.
Wow. So let's talk about that relationship.
Well, my mother had took me to see him when I was a child, but I can remember that. But as I was growing up, he was in my life at an early age. And 3. And when my mother and father was working, having their jobs, my father worked at American Can Company, and my mother worked at Albans Apparel, downtown Chicago. And when I came around, he says, well, you know what? You guys, you got to go to work. You leave her with me, and she'll be raised with my grandchildren, and I'll teach her, because she's not going to go to a public school. She's going to go to our school. And we're going to train her to be a beautiful girl, a beautiful woman, a beautiful mother. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to give her knowledge. And my father and mother said, okay. They trusted it. So I was raised around him and his grandchildren. And I mean, that's a blessing to be raised among a leader. I mean, I've met a lot of leaders in my time, and great people. And it was just destined to do that. That's what Allah had planned for me. And that's what I came out of. And I appreciate everything that I've learned, good and the bad. And
talk about being in the house. Talk about being in the school. Like some details, because this is like some great like just being around Elijah Muhammad, the school, the conversations.
Well, first of all, being around the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, this was a little man who had power, organization that grew all out through the United States, major cities. He had every mosque, every bakery, every store, every cleaner's barbershop. I saw the Honorable Elijah Man build from the ground, because we was in a little school in a basement on 53rd Street in Chicago. And then we finally had a building and a beautiful school with a playground and classrooms. And I've seen all that grow up. I went to the mosque and I've learned how to be a woman. We used to have classes for young girls, how to sew and cook and all that. I mean, he taught me how to make a bean pie and bean soup in his kitchen. And I met other little girls that were there who was his grandchildren. We all learned at a young age how to sew, cook, and take care of babies and serve on the dinner table. We learned that at a very young age, around 11. And we had Black history in our schools when they didn't have it in any school. Matter of fact, when we was coming up, they didn't even have Black people going to white schools. So I came up in that era. Where while they were fighting for their rights on the outside, we had our own institution and building a community and a life outside the nation of the white nation. We had a nation within it. We lived a nation within a nation, which is a Muslim nation inside an American nation. So it's like you're living in two worlds. And I mean, we wore long clothes and long skirts, and we were covered up to the neck. It was, and a lot of little kids, it kind of was rebellious. Some of them was rebellious in school who came out of Christianity or Christians, and the family converted to Islam, and they came out of the Christian into the Islamic world, and sometimes it was pretty tough for them, and they were struggling battles, man. And some of the girls would roll their skirts up when they get off the school bus, like, you know, and we wore long dresses, so you didn't look like an idiot, you know. And but me, by us being born in it was a natural thing for us to wear long skirts and do certain things where they kind of rebelled against it because they wanted to show their friends that they were normal, and being a Muslim wasn't normal. Oh, no way.
It wasn't. So being a Muslim was not.
We had confrontations. Oh, we got bullied. I mean, it was like unbelievable. You know?
What's not normal about being a Nation Islam? Being a part of it?
Huh?
What's not normal about it?
What's not normal is that the girls were wearing long skirts all day. I mean, you're talking in the 60s, man, wearing long skirts. Are you kidding me? That didn't go cool at all with the outside world. A lot of girls who was converted, they was like ashamed, and because of their peers, and they go, "Ooh, you wear a long skirt," and you never.